There are a variety of obstacles to nuclear plants. Regulation, the cost of regulation is one. The low cost of natural gas is another. A third, according to some of the utilities, is the big wind production tax credit in markets which are not regulated. In some markets, the production tax credit now in its 22nd or 23rd year is so rich for the developers that they can actually pay the utility to take their electricities, and the developers still make a profit. And this has the effect, according to the utilities, of what they call negative pricing, and it's one more pressure. It undermines their ability to operate other kinds of baseload activities like coal or nuclear power. So the bottom line of that is one contributing aspect in some markets of the difficulty of economically operating a nuclear plant, much less building a new one, is the high subsidy for wind, allowing it to undercut nuclear. Secretary Chu in 2011, in response to my question, said that wind was a mature technology. It costs us about $6 billion a year to every year time we renew that big production tax credit. I'd like to be spending the $6 billion on energy research instead of a subsidy that 22 years ago was started to jumpstart a technology. Usually we measure maturity in terms of age. If Secretary Chu, a Nobel Prize winning scientist, said a few years ago that wind power is a mature technology, would you not agree that today it must be an even more mature technology?
I don't follow the logic.
Well,
no.
If I'm older than you are, and we go 3 more years, aren't I likely to be more mature if I'm older? If wind was mature in 2011,
the clock runs. I agree.
If wind was mature in 2011, isn't it even more mature today?
Well, but I would just note that okay, I don't know exactly what Secretary Chu was how he was referring to it.
I asked him the question: is it a mature technology? He said yes. That was 2011. Do you think it's a mature technology?
Well, I would say the technology continues to evolve in very important ways. It certainly is not at its asymptotic performance, if you like. The continued increase in turbine size and blade size, et cetera, the ability to work at lower wind speeds. These are all critical developments that are still going on.
Well, in 22 years, shouldn't wind power be standing on its own, especially if it's undercutting nuclear power? I mean, wind is 4% of our electricity after billions of dollars. Nuclear is 20%, but 60% of our carbon-free electricity. Why would we want to have any sort of policy that would undercut our ability to produce carbon-free electricity that's baseload like wind?
Again, I would say the administration clearly supports the PTC and the tax credit also helps incentivize not just the deployment of the same technologies, but of these evolving technologies that are very important in terms of again efficiency, cost. And being able to work, in a greater variety of wind speeds, for example.
If you had $6 billion, would you rather spend it each year on subsidizing a 22-year-old mature technology or $6 billion of energy research?
I think I would have to think about that.
I hope you and the administration will.